It's getting ridiculous.
Yeah, I think what we want to do now is just truncate any more discussion with these guys and let the abutters who've been here talk, and then move
We're
along.
gonna have to continue this anyway. I mean, this thing is.
Yeah, you're gonna see them again on the
Okay,
18th.
Frank is ready.
Because they've presented some of the issues.
We may not get the rest of the board back.
Oh, God.
We want to process it properly.
Yeah.
That's crazy. 15%. They're looking at more than that. They're looking at more than that. Well, even 50. Just that business. We're not talking.
When they do return, I will be asking the folks who are the abutters to this property and live in the proximity of this property to speak. And then we will close our discussion at that time and proceed on to our next agenda item. So after that, when they speak, if you do leave the room, would you be kind enough to hold out your conversation until you're well down the hall so that we can continue our business. And thank you all for staying late. It's not typical, but sometimes this happens. So if there's no other questions from the board, then I would ask if there's anyone from the public that would like to speak to this site plan review, please raise your hand and come forward. Yes, ma'am.
Good evening, Chairman, members of the board. My name is Deborah Stone. I own 16 Figueredo Way house that abuts this property. This is my property right here. This is my fence line. Now they're not only on the side of my home, but now they're in my backyard. It's a very, very little piece of area. I don't know if you people have been down there to look at the site itself, to see how close that home is to this drive-through. I did go on the computer and find out some things, because it seems like the last meeting we had, we didn't know all the rules and regulations of fast food and drive-through. So I went on drive-through facility review standards on the computer for Southeastern Regional, and I know it's late, and I'm just going to tell you a couple here that I don't see that it's happening. And I also want to mention that my daughter and her husband live there. They have a 1-year-old and a 3-year-old that play in this backyard. And the fumes of these cars, I don't know how safe it's going to be for them to be out playing out in their yard. Because now it's by the side of my home, in my backyard. An outdoor service facility, including a menu board, speakers, etc., shall be a minimum of 100 feet from the property line of residential
What is this
use.
that you're quoting, please?
Drive-through facilities review standards for Southeastern Regional Planning and Economic Development District.
Is that published by the state?
That's the Regional Planning Agency for Southeast Massachusetts.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
Yeah, that's
We
fine.
didn't seem to have any rules or regulations our last meeting, so I'm just, fighting for my rights here as a property owner. So I'll read it again. Any outdoor service facilities, including menu boards, speakers, etc., shall be a minimum of 100 feet from property line of residential uses. Now that, I measured it myself, and to the house, from the speaker to the house now, is 85 feet. Not the line. The line of my property, this is my fence line here. So, and these are the cars right here. Where's the attorney for this project? Could you tell me how many feet are from my fence line to where that car's gonna be parked next door to me?
Did you know that the menu board had been changed?
Oh, I know, but I'm still worried about the fumes in the cars and, yes, well, where is the menu board now? Right here?
That's,
So now it's in our backyard?
no, it's keep going around the circle. Keep going, right about there, right in there, yeah.
Okay. Okay. But still, a drive-through, according to these rules, has to be 100 feet for residential uses, according to this, what I got off the computer. The following minimum landscape buffer shall be provided between the exterior lot lines in any paved area except across connections. Frontage along public ways is 15 feet, and side of yards abutting residential property is 20 feet. We don't have that there either. And my last one, a drive-through facility, a commercial facility which provides a surface servicing directly to a motor vehicle or wherever the customer drives a motor vehicle onto the premises and into a window or mechanical device through or by which the customer is served without exiting the vehicle. This shall not include the selling of fuel at a gas line filling station or accessory functions of a car wash facility such as a vacuum cleaning station. Now, I know we're pumping gas there. I know we're putting a convenience store there, and I know we have a Dunkin' Donuts there. It's a very busy area for that little piece of property, as far as I'm concerned. Laurie's going to come up and show you today's.
Oh, you won't be able to see it, but...
No, show you the traffic today at 4 o'clock going by the Sunoco station. She has it.
I have actually been documenting my ride through, because I go through Route 28 all the time. My name is Lori Welch, I live on
Okay.
25 Figueredo Way. And I know you really can't see much, but you can see the traffic, and it does. I am at a dead stop in a couple of minutes, and it's approaching Burger King and Driftwood Plaza, gas station, and you'll see that there's a big giant truck trying to turn left eventually, and that's where I get stuck. And this is 4 o'clock, so...
You're trying to get into Figueroa Road?
Yeah, I'm not even there yet. I'm trying, yeah. Yeah.
This is a first. We've never had...
I know, I've been documenting since the last meeting.
Well, we don't have time to sit
No, you
here
don't have
and
to see the
watch
whole
that
thing,
whole thing.
but you get the gist of it. And as I guess the lawyer had mentioned, that this is going to be sort of like a spill out from traffic here. They still have to go out to 28. They still have to get out there, whether they're coming out this way or over here. And the concern is the traffic, and yes, the fumes. That is the concern.
I think.
Thank you.
I'm sorry, your last name again, please?
Welch.
Oh, thank you. Yes.
I'm Lee Enos, Senior. I live at 20 Figueroa Way. And regarding this traffic, I have a question. If they put the town park, which they're going to put across the street, is there going to be a crosswalk there? And if there's a crosswalk there, that means it's going to be a lot of stop and go with the line of traffic that they have there. The law says you got to stop for a pedestrian.
Right. I don't think we could answer that question at this time.
It came up last time.
Whether there would be a crosswalk there. Who?
It's gonna be a pretty
is that
busy
state
place.
highway?
Correct, that's a state highway, so the district would have to allow that to go.
So
Wouldn't be up to
someone
the
would
town,
have
yeah.
someone would have to apply to.
Yeah,
have that
but there'd
put
be a
in.
pretty good chance of it putting that park there. People are coming over to the Dunkin' Donuts. I'm sure there's going to be a lot of street traffic, walking traffic, even if there isn't a crosswalk.
Uh-huh.
And people are going to have to stop and let them cross.
Okay, that's a good
And my
point.
next question is there enough room here for a truck to get around here? You're going to have deliveries over here, right, in the back of the Dunkin' Donuts? Have your deliveries coming, is there enough room and line of traffic here for a service truck to get through here and then there and then back out? Where's he going to go out at?
Is that right? How does he exit?
Coming around here, backs in here, goes like that. Right? John here, backs in
Very,
there.
very quickly, you can see that why this is much wider. This is the loading zone. The truck will come in here, offload,
Go
back
right
out
in.
this way.
He's coming out with the cars sitting in line.
There's only gonna be a couple of cars here.
How do you know that?
There's only room for 3 cars.
There's room for 17 cars here.
Not just one area, so there's only room for 3 cars here.
They're
Well-
definitely going to probably.
Well, listen, we control delivery to the site, okay?
Okay.
So we can control when deliveries are coming in
I
and
can
going
see
out.
this truck try to get out of
Okay.
the line of traffic here. That truck's going to be sitting with 17 cars from here. If it should be full. And these trucks can't get out.
Well, they'd have to stop the queue for a moment until they got out,
Good luck.
or got in the queue.
Good luck.
Or actually, would cross the queue and go out the escape site. Okay,
Yeah, thank you.
all right, thank you.
Can I just address the queue for 1 second? Just 'cause
Yeah, go ahead.
I didn't do a good job. This plan shows the available storage on a drive-through queue. We only expect it to be about 7 or 8 cars, which would bring it back to around this area. So this is just showing what we could do, not what we expect to be doing. So there's not going to be a standing queue of cars sitting there the whole day. The longest queue we expect during the peak periods would be around this area right here. That doesn't address, they would have to wait for the truck to get out. If it was filled to here at the time, he would have to wait, and these cars would be sitting, moving 20 feet forward every time a car cleared, so they would see the truck wanting to cut through here. And this purple car would know to wait and just let the truck go out.
Yeah, okay.
Like they said, they can control the delivery time, so they should be able to control it so there isn't a delivery when the queue is even that long anyway.
Okay. Other comments from the public? Okay, if there are no other comments from the public and any other further questions from the board?
I would like to comment if I would.
Oh, yes, please.
If I could, yes. Okay, my name is Jim Frizzoco. I'm representing my family in this project. We spent a lot of time, energy. We've really tried to address the neighbors' concerns. We've tried to address the board's concerns. I heard Ms. Stone talk about residential property. I just want to point out that her property is commercial. It's commercially zoned, it's not residentially zoned. Now, I'm not going to play attorney, but I know that that piece is a commercial zone piece. So as far as the distances that she's talking about, this is not residential property. We have all commercial property, she has commercial property. Okay, so just please keep that in mind. It's very important when she starts talking about measurements and distances and what are the requirements, what aren't the requirements. Very important that you understand that. That's a commercially zoned piece of property. Okay, number 2, we have adjusted the canopy, we have adjusted the buildings, We have done everything we can to mitigate traffic and flow. The traffic that Ms. Welsh is speaking about is on the street now. It's already there. Our project is only going to add 1% more traffic. So the traffic that she's referring to exists now without our project being redeveloped. Nothing changes. It's a 1% net increase. That's very important that you understand. So her concerns right now, she has a traffic problem getting into her street. It's there right now. It's been there for years. It's a busy road. It's the main thoroughfare between Falmouth and Hyannis, Falmouth and Mashpee Commons, and it's been that way. We've been in this town for 30-something years. We started coming down here as summer residents in 1960. I was born in 61. This road has been busy since the 60s. Let's all hope that it stays busy, okay? Because this is the main road between Falmouth and Hyannis. So this traffic that everybody is so concerned about is there now. This net impact of our project is going to be minimal. We've taken the time, we've used up a bunch of our property, we've done everything we can to address everybody's concerns. So as far as fumes in the line, I don't think anybody's going to come down with respiratory problems because of our project. Okay, I've been listening to this fume issue now for 2 meetings. I don't think it's an issue. There's a lot of cars that are driving by every day. If the kids are out there playing in the yard, believe me, they're getting fumes right now, every day, because there's a lot of traffic on 28 every single day, right now. Okay?
For now.
Right now.
For now.
Hey,
It will
Ralph.
increase, sir.
So
It will
I
Should be
mean, I
talking to
can't
us.
even consider this whole, traffic, and I can't even consider this respiratory issue and the pollution that we're going to be increasing here. It's just, I don't even know what it is. It's not even a real issue. That's my feeling. Because it makes no sense. I mean, I don't know where they're coming up with the concerns about children's health playing outside. I think it would be a first for someone that put a Dunkin' Donuts in to cause respiratory problems in children in the neighborhood. It's just absurd. Lastly, I will just say that, we think you should support this project. This is a redevelopment of an area that has been undergoing a bit of a renaissance over the last 6 or 7 months. We've been trying to improve the area for years. We continue to want to see the area improved. To address the concerns about the crosswalk, we welcome the town, we welcome the state to put a light there. If the people in Figueroa Way are concerned, let the state take care of the problem for the people in Figueroa Way. We can't address their problem. They have a traffic issue right now. Our project is not going to create an additional traffic issue. If there's a concern about people coming from the park over to the project, let the state take care of it by putting a traffic light in. I'm sure they can time it with the light that already exists over by the apartments and over by the Falmouth Plaza. I'm sure you can time 2 lights so that the traffic will move along nice and freely, and I'm sure that'll give the people in Figueroa Way ample time to get out of their streets so they can go about their livelihoods and their life. And if there's a crosswalk where there's a light, we can put that in, and people can get from one side of the street to the other without this being a danger or a hazard. We certainly wouldn't want people to get run over by cars.
Of course not.
That's it. Thank you very much for
Thank you.
listening to us. We appreciate it.
Mr. Chair, I move that we close the hearing. We have another hearing to do. We have another party to hear,
Okay.
and we've got a few minutes to do it.
Well, this isn't a hearing. This is just discussion. Okay?
Site plan.
So if there's no further, yes, ma'am?
Yes, I have no more statement. Deborah Stone, 16 Figueroa Way. My home isn't totally commercially zoned, just a piece of it is. It is still, you have that?
You see it, yeah, it's right here on our plan.
You know, what I said, it doesn't matter if it's commercially zoned or not. What I read to you is residents living there that, in this issue. It didn't say, do you understand what I'm saying?
Yep, we understand, we even measured it while you were speaking, I got
Okay,
it.
very good.
Thank you.
And Mr. Fizzoco, if it was your children
Ma'am,
playing
ma'am,
there.
ma'am.
Let's go, please.
Come on.
He started.
Okay, all right, well, thank you very much for those of you who stayed so long, and feel free to leave the room. Please hold your comments until you're well down the hall. We have to proceed with our agenda. Thank you for coming. The next item on the agenda are recommendations of the planning board articles.
Mr. Chairman, I'd ask the board to consider taking a correspondence out of order.
Oh, okay, I'm sorry. You told me that and I forgot. I will take correspondence. I need a motion to take correspondence out of order.
I move it.
Second?
Second.
Discussion. All those in favor? Aye. Opposed, abstained. Okay. I believe we have some correspondence from someone in the audience.
There should be an email there from Laura Moynihan in regards to the ice hockey rink on Tom Landers Road. And she would like to address the board. Falmouth Hockey has applied for a plan review. We will hear that plan review sometime later on in the month. However, I thought it was incumbent upon me to bring this to the board now because I think the change that they're suggesting may not rise to the level of a plan modification. You know, the board can make that determination.
It's not going to affect lot coverage.
So I will ask your deference, Mr. Chairman, just allow Laura to explain exactly what they're doing. They're looking to put photovoltaic panels in the parking lot, and you have a plan of that on your table. And she's giving you a photo of what they would look like. I know it's late, just so give me a minute to just explain exactly what's going on.
I do not have a copy of an email from her in the correspondence.
Then I apologize for that, it should be there. I think it's in the other correspondence folder, that's the folder for the public hearing on the zoning ordinance.
In this correspondence?
You have a general correspondence folder, but trust me for now, Ron, it's getting late.
If it's there, I don't see it. Okay, anyway, go ahead.
So,
I'm sorry.
having said that, what they're looking to do is place these PV panels in their parking lot, and on their table is a plan of it. So there's really not too much for us to review as a plan review.
Here it is.
Only
think I found
because it covers impervious surfaces, therefore there's no drainage impact. They're at a certain height, so it doesn't affect the circulation of the design. There's no landscaping impact. So I didn't want to make that determination with the building commissioner on my own because the board's decision has condition number one that you reserve the right to determine whether or not any proposed changes rise to the level of modification. My recommendation is that it does not. And I will ask the board to allow Laura just to speak on the issue, to clarify anything I might have said, or to expand upon anything that I was.
So, I do have, I found the other folder. My apologies. I do have your email, Ms. Moynihan.
Thank you.
And I'm just going to read it. It's attached is a set of photos that illustrate what the solar parking lot array will look like for the ice rink project. For your information, I can bring color photos tonight. The height is 13 feet 6 inches, and the height markings will be installed. The board is inclined to allow this without a public hearing. Con Edison and probably the bank are going to require a letter to that effect. Can this be called an administrative modification with an approval letter issued? So Mr.
I would
Curry
move that.
has just...
Mr. Chairman, I would move that. I don't see the need to discuss this very much. Our planner has told us that there are no significant impacts. It is, by the way, it's a kind of technology that we would want to be encouraging other people to do without making it any more difficult to get done. It does not affect traffic. It does not affect drainage. It does not have any height impact. I would say it's simply, I'd move that we determine that it's an administrative modification like the planner recommends, and we send a letter to the building commissioner to that effect. That's my motion.
Second.
Discussion?
I have just a question. Lot coverage ratios on our issue, right? That would be another board that handles that.
No, it would be over the paved areas.
Well, this would be a structure, not a paving, right? I'm just wondering,
It does, to answer that, it does meet lot coverage in the industrial district, even if you took into
Okay, that's what
account.
I just want to make sure we're not
We
giving
did-
him a variance.
No, we did calculate that in
I
case
didn't
that
see it.
question came up. So, and this has to go to the zoning board, and it's on the plans, that it meets lot coverage, even if you take into account the area of covered parking.
Okay, that's a good question.
I just have one
Ken?
question. Will we discuss this after, or if we give them, because I just had one comment that I wanted to ask about. Signs possibly, it's gonna be 13 feet high, signs for people, I know a lot of people, like construction workers, afterwards, or whatever, you go to see your kid's game, will there be signs saying?
There will definitely be
Okay,
signage.
that was the only concern I had.
The way it
Park on
works
the high
is
side.
the equipment is actually owned by the party that installs it. So they have a vested interest in making sure that the equipment is protected.
Okay.
And so there are
That was all.
signs. We've also confirmed that buses can get under it. So all of that will be taken care of, and
Okay.
I expect
I
conditioned by
had
the
a ride
zoning
at a truck
board.
rental dealership, and people used to run into things all the time. That's why I just.
Well, in this
Okay.
particular case, the electricity will shut down at the ice arena, so everybody will have a vested interest in making sure that.
Okay,
Thank
we
you.
need to vote.
Yep.
Any
No
further
other
discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstained? I hope that helps you.
Thank you very
and
much.
the ice rink.
Appreciate it.
The next, let's see, you want all of the correspondence out of order?
I'm not even thinking.
Laura, I think it's
I
fabulous.
guess, yeah, okay. All right, I'll okay, the rest of the correspondence, there's a letter here from the Falmouth Chamber of Commerce inviting us to the Seacrest Beach Hotel celebrating the 325th anniversary. It'll be in the office if you want to read it. The letter from Ms. Moynihan.
It's tomorrow, so,
It's tomorrow?
yeah.
Okay, Falmouth. We got the letter from, is it Webner? To support the local officials for the support for the coastal management thing over at Webner. If you want to sign up for that, you can. Okay, that takes care of correspondence.
Make a motion, we return back to our original agenda.
Okay.
Second.
Discussion? All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Abstain. Okay. Back to the agenda, the planning board articles for fall town meeting. The first article is the one that amends chapter 240 in the following manner. It deletes the buffer space district and inserts the light industrial C district.
In your package, Mr. Chairman, there's a recommended motion.
Okay. Oops, oh man, well,
This is a small.
it's somewhere, okay, all right, I see it. Does this include the new language?
Yes.
Okay. There's a small language change. The recommendation is that the town vote to Article 3 as printed in the warrant with an addition of the words used on-site or to the definition of ground-mounted solar photovoltaic array, which Ms. Moynihan actually suggested, and she's gone, so she doesn't have a chance to get credit for it. So as to read... Huh?
Keep going.
Did you hear that? You're getting all the credit for this. So as to read that in its pertinent part, the ground-mounted solar voltaic array, a system of solar panels structurally mounted on the ground generating electricity to be used on-site or sold to the wholesale electricity market. So that's the only change that's being proposed to the Article 3 about changing 240-14.
Where is that change supposed to?
Does that need a motion?
It goes right down here under 3, at the very last line.
Okay.
It says wholesale market, okay, and it's now gonna say used on-site or sold for the whole
Okay.
wholesale market.
I move it, Mr. Chair.
You move, all right, do I have a second?
Second.
Second. Discussion.
I would like to say, after some of the things that happened this evening, and talking with other people, I'm not happy moving this bill as it is. I don't like the idea of creating a zone that we don't know where we're going to use it, but it's specifically for, and as we've seen by a motion this evening, there's already a spot zoning trying to happen with it. We've got, I don't think our intention was to allow one lot to be rezoned light industrial. I thought our intention to create this was so that we could do,
Well, we still
area.
can. I mean, there are
I
enough
understand.
We're
issues
not talking
with...
about citing anything, we're just creating,
I understand.
We don't have to recommend that particular site.
I'm not talking about that. I'm saying the light industrial C. I think maybe there should be some different wording in it, and I'm just voicing my opinion
Okay.
to the board, that as it stands now, any one person can bring their lot, if it's 40,000 square feet, to try to rezone it light industrial C. I didn't like that idea, us creating this new zone. I know other regulations do that, but we're creating this, and we're supposed to be thinking of a plan. And this actually gives more chance for people to try to spot zone, which wouldn't be spot zoning, they would just be asking to rezone their parcel under this one. And that's just my opinion. I think it should have something in there to the fact that we should rezone an area, should be a couple lots. An area that we see should be rezoned, that's all.
Ken, well, let's vote
Further
this up and
discussion,
down
wait a
so that
minute,
we...
further discussion?
That's,
Let's vote this up and down so that we don't run out of time again.
Yeah, I know, I'm watching it. Further discussion.
the only thing about this, all our zoning has this would be a wholesale change, you'd have to apply to every single zoning district we have.
no,
Or else you do it selectively only for this one, which would be unfair.
we're creating this one.
I know, but all the other zonings have this.
I didn't create the other ones, I'm just saying.
Ken
Well, you're
Ken has a
writing
good
an awful
point.
lot of laws.
Ken has a good point. We should have an idea where we want to put a zone. Maybe that's his point, and we didn't with this, but that's a
And-
separate issue.
Right, I agree.
Right now, the issue is, should we amend the article
Are we
and
gonna-
up or down?
Are we
That-
going to
that-
create this, or aren't we, is what we're talking, what we're voting about. We're not talking
Right.
about where we're going to put it.
Right.
Any further discussion?
Are we creating it as it's written, though?
Yes.
And we
With this
can,
change.
and we can amend that?
No, if we vote this, then we'd have to amend it afterwards. If
Right.
you voted for this,
Right, because-
then you'd have to make an amendment, or it's going to go as it's written.
Because we did have a discussion about the lot size.
And, right.
40,000 square feet.
Yeah, and we had talked about, should that increase or not? I mean, you remember that part.
Right, and that's why I said, I mean, maybe not the lot increases, but I think there should be more than one lot if we're going to rezone type light industrial C, that's all. That's my, or create a buffer between residential properties, not allow it to be put in next to residential homes. That's not what I thought the intention of this was for, and that's my opinion. So I, right now, will vote this down as written.
Okay.
That's all I'm saying.
Any further discussion? Okay.
I'd like to,
You
Brian,
got, Pat, you got 30 seconds.
how do we, with the other light industrial areas, if the lots are 40,000 square feet, how does that happen that we don't get just a 40,000 square foot lot?
Anyone can come in and ask, petition their town meeting to zone a 2,000 square foot lot, any particular size lot, a particular zone use. Whether you have a 40,000 square foot minimum, an 80,000 square foot minimum, we see people asking for those types of things all the time. If the board is concerned about how it is mapped, that is a separate issue. If you want to create a district that you then want to apply, and we've been talking about areas that we're thinking about for application purposes. That's a separate and distinct issue. But do you want this tool in your quiver of things to use? You may take some zoning districts and change it to light industrial city. That may not be residential today, it could be business, who knows? But that's an exercise you can't do, or is futile. We're going to think about changing this area over here to this district that doesn't exist.
Point of order. This meeting is now at an end now.
Well, hang on, Rich.
No, we can't conduct any further business. The meeting ended. That's point of order. The meeting has ended, because I didn't move to continue it again. I wanted to take a vote. No, we couldn't take a vote. I'm out of here. The meeting is ended.
So I move to extend the meeting.
You can't move, you can't make a motion to
Oh,
extend
when
the
it's
meeting.
done?
You can't.
Oh, geez.
That's out of order. The meeting has ended.
Rich, we have to, these two articles have to be
Got to do it.
voted tonight. It won't take another 2 minutes to do it.
But we can't, Ralph. That's what I was trying to tell you. I was trying to tell you all about it.
I heard what you said, Rich.
Well, you voted to go past your policy hour. Your policy is 10 o'clock. Then you voted to go past 11 o'clock, which is your policy. It's not written in stone. You need a motion to adjourn the meeting. The meeting is still ongoing.
Okay.
Okay. Hang it, hang it.
Let's get this business done, because otherwise I'm leaving anyway.
Hang it.
So the motion,
So, I'm ready to vote. I think we need to vote on this
Yeah, I'm
and
ready.
be done with it.
Yeah.
So I'm going to call for the vote. All those in favor of this article as
recommended.
as recommended? All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
Aye.
Abstain. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to 1. 5 to 1, it passes.
I would add a comment about Ken's point. I think Ken is making a good point for future reference, which is we should, well, before we come up with a zoning change like this, a new zone, we should have some concept ourselves of where we think it would be appropriate, and not leave it up to petitioners, so that we can, ahead of time, scope out what looks like. I mean, I could think of better places than what's been proposed for creating this kind of zone that we think is necessary.
I think probably all of us could, Rich,
Yeah.
so that we need to discuss that.
We should probably go on to the next article.
So
Okay,
I'm
the
not
next
arguing
article-
against Ken's point, but I think that at this point, we've gone so
The
far.
last
with it.
item on the agenda, and is the last article, and that is Article number 4, under definitions. We're talking about the zoning bylaw by deleting the last paragraph in the definition of yard front and inserting in its place the following. We all have the language in front of it concerning the yard front. So is there any, I need a motion.
I move that we recommend this to town meeting as
I would second that.
As printed? Okay, and I have a second?
Second.
Yeah, okay, discussion? All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Abstain. Rich, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
I would thank you.
So moved.
I was tired before this meeting.
Yeah, meeting's adjourned. Thank you for staying.
I don't like it.
Well,
Thank you.